guys? This is John McNamara, host, Ron in Vegas. We're talking local business, sports, real estate. My co-host, Mr.
Rodrigo. Always happy to be here, sir. And please, if you're watching and you like what you see, subscribe, like, share, push the notification button so we come up whenever a new episode comes out. So, and let us know what you think. Drop a comment. Give us some feedback.
Yes, sir. And today we got a special guest, Nani Rivera, luxury image consultant. Thanks for being on the pod today.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Of course.
Thank you.
We're excited.
We're excited to have you on. So tell us about you, where you're from, how'd you get into sales?
Oh man, okay, so I am from Los Angeles, California, originally, yes. Sales, I got into it, I feel like I got into sales a little on accident. I was modeling, I started modeling back in 2009 and then kind of slipped into like marketing. We did promotions and things like that, and so it kind of just fell into sales. Like, hey, have you heard of this? We've got this, and it works like that. And so because of all of that, I was able to kind of add to my resume and be like, well, I've worked with these businesses, I've worked with these companies, I've worked with these, yeah. So that's how that started, essentially.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
What part of LA?
I was born in Monterey Park, California.
Okay.
We were in El Sereno, which is like a little neighborhood, and then my parents moved us to Pomona, and that's where they reside now.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent, okay. So what brought you out to Vegas? How was that transition out here?
So the transition was not as difficult as I thought it would be. It's a little dry out here, guys. I'm used to the beach. I'm used to the weather out there. But
Yeah.
no, the transition was nice. It's a hop, skip, and a jump back home. If I need to go there, I can be at the beach
Yeah.
by like noon.
Oh,
if I
God.
leave,
Oh, for sure.
if I leave by like 6 or 7 in the morning. Yeah. So, but no, yeah, like the transition was nice. I guess I mean, Southern California is always going to be my home, but I've really enjoyed my time out here. Genuinely.
Vegas. Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome.
What do you like about Vegas?
It's not the Strip.
Yeah.
I've never really been a Las Vegas goer like that. And growing up, everyone turns 21 and like, let's go to Las Vegas. It was
Right.
never me. But I've really grown to appreciate the city as a city.
Yeah.
And it's so much more than a Strip. Like my favorite place here is Red Rock. I love going out into the desert. I love just having a little quiet time to myself. It's nice. Yeah. But I mean, we've got great shopping out here. We've got great restaurants out here. It's a lot more than just the Strip. And I love it.
I agree. Yeah, shopping and restaurants off the strip too. We have a lot of
100%.
variety, and we enjoy nature ourselves. So we're always at Red Rock.
Red Rock,
Yeah.
Mount. Yeah, so we're the same way. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Strip is fun for a couple of years.
For sure.
Oh,
I had
For
my
sure,
fun
I
back in
bet.
the day,
yeah.
and now it feels like an adventure to go down to the Strip,
Oh, for
right?
sure.
So
Yes.
so
Yeah.
Red Rock's where it's at for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it there for sure.
Yeah, enjoying some nature, especially in the sales business, right? We need to find a peace or find some peace.
Yeah, you need to be able to kind of disconnect. And I mean,
Yeah.
the city, just like any city, like it can get very, very busy and it can get very overwhelming. And so to
Yeah.
be able to disconnect and go, like 15 minutes? Because I live on the west side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I live on the west side and it's, 10 or 15 minutes
For
just
sure.
up the street. And I love it. And it's like, where am I even? and you forget that the Strip is 20 minutes
It's-
I
away.
know.
Yeah.
I only go down like every 6 or 9 months, but it's funny. I feel
Yeah.
like every time I go down, there's a new hotel, there's a new
There's a
building,
new hotel.
there's a new
they're
arena.
Going to,
Yeah.
I'm like, how
What's
did this
going
get
on?
built?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
No. Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. So tell us more, because how I met you,
Yes.
I was impressed with you because you called me all the time, tried to get in the door.
Was it all the time?
Well, 3 times.
we say it all the time?
Here's the thing. You didn't. You kept the lead follow up.
Yeah.
Which I was
Yes.
impressed with because, and I loved when you opened up because you're like, hey, Nani Rivera, and I'm like thinking. You were a natural because I thought you were a buyer's agent asking about a property, and you just kind of started talking to me like you knew me.
Yes.
Which I tell my team all the time, and that's something that we teach the team,
Yeah.
to get. So then you had me on the hook. So and then I skipped out on you like 2 or 3 times. You kept showing back up.
I did.
So I was impressed with how you kept going forward. You kept to
Yeah.
get the sale.
Yes.
So I appreciate it. So tell us more about that. your sales, and also about Tom James Clothing.
So Tom James was founded in 1966. We are, I think, the biggest custom clothing company in the world ever.
You are, yeah. I looked it up. I did my research before, so you are the largest one.
Yes, so we've been around for a while, but so far here we service the Las Vegas area, and it's me and 2 other girls. And actually, it's soon to be 3. One of us is leaving to go open Salt Lake City. So it's exciting for her. I will miss her. But yeah, no, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
As far as chasing you and trying to get you on the phone. It's a tactic. No, I'm just kidding. No, so the way that it works is we try really hard to engage in such a way that it's not pushy, but definitely we try to warm up the call by saying, hey, we work with so-and-so, and we find these leads, be it LinkedIn, or sometimes we get referrals, and then warming up the call by saying, hey, John, I met whoever it was, and he recommended that I call you. Or we can be like, hey, we work with so-and-so and so-and-so. The probability of you knowing who they might be is going to be a little higher than just being like, hey, have you heard of Tom James?
Yeah.
So we want to just try to warm it up as best as we can. And then, obviously then trying to build rapport off of that once we do meet.
Yeah, now I remember the call now, because I can't remember the agent you said, but I knew who they were, so I instantly felt a little connection or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I like that approach, and plus the leaving the tequila too. That was a good approach too.
That's right. I did leave the tequila. You guys really enjoyed that.
We enjoyed it. Yeah,
he enjoyed it.
Well, yes, he enjoyed it. That's right. Yes.
No disclosure here.
It was. It was for everybody. It was for everyone to share. But it's nice to put in the little extra too, because people remember that. It's not just a matter of making the phone call or leaving a business card. Sometimes you gotta do a little more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was impressed because you just kept making those extra efforts, and I'm like, kind of felt like I owed you one, to meet with you, and then you got a sale, so
yes. And I'm still relatively new, so sometimes you got to pull little rabbits out of hats.
Yeah, I bet. So
that's awesome though. Yeah, we always think of ways to stand out, to be memorable, because the reality is in our business, we can be reaching out to a lead that 20 other agents are also reaching out to. So we read this great book called The Purple Cow. So finding the purple cow, like what makes you different. So we always just think of ways. We've been big on video, like sending a personalized video to potential clients. So but no, it was fantastic. It's a great strategy. So
tequila was the purple cow in this.
Tequila was there,
by the way,
and it worked.
It worked. That's great. I'm glad it worked, because I don't know, could you imagine if it hadn't? I wouldn't be
That's
here.
true.
I wouldn't be here.
I'm already referring you to my broker and everything, so I don't know if you got connected with him or not, but cool. So I remember when we met, you said you had mentorship, you had somebody kind of helping you out, teaching you the ways. Tell us a little bit more about that and what you've learned.
So she was the one I mentioned. Her name is Taylor. She was the one who called me initially, and that is how I got introduced to Tom James. And so I'm happy that you brought up how I called you on the phone, because that's actually how she got me. She hook, line, and sinker, I swear to God. So she calls me. I was on the phone with her for like 40 minutes. Okay. She was like, hey, have you heard of Tom James? We do this, we do that. But like the 40 minutes was just, I think it was just like the rapport building. I felt like I was on the phone with a homegirl. And I felt like I had known her forever. And she's like, I think you should apply, this and that. And so when I started the mentorship under her, she's, I think, 10 years younger than me, but she is wise, and I absolutely loved what I've learned under her. I really think that she's going to do a lot of great things out in Salt Lake City, but I still have her for 2 months. I need her.
Okay.
Yes, no, she's done a whole lot for me thus far, and I'm very excited for her.
Okay. And you're going to be adding the team still here, or?
Yes. I will still be here. It's our office manager, and it's me, and it's another girl, Adina, here. So we will be here for, until we're not.
Yeah. No, and I was thinking about our calls too. Even when we met you, you befriended us, which is just a great sales technique. We talked about the team when you're going on listing, our buyer consultations.
Yeah.
The trust instantly get built. Because at the end of the day, folks go with who they really like, you know?
Yeah,
So,
no, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely, I feel like with a lot of things, but with sales especially, like, you have to know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't be pushy with someone who doesn't want to be pushed. And then, you can afford to be a little pushier with someone who's like, what else? And what else is really the question that we ask a lot. So if it comes to clothes, if it comes to what do you do for fun? Okay, what else?
Yeah.
What else other than the sport coat? What else than the pair of jeans? What else do you like to do in town? What else? It's all you're building the business, you're building the relationship, you're building rapport, you build. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that. So that's how I got the jeans.
That is how you got the jeans.
Yeah, it is.
There's more coming.
Yes, because you're gonna need. What else do you need?
What?
What else do you need?
Start writing
next, man.
a list right
What
now
else do
on
you
the
need?
pod.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Yeah, befriending somebody. I feel like people are more receptive once they know you're
Absolutely.
on their side, right?
Yeah.
And that's always our goal, to just let them know that we're here to help rather than to try to sell you on something.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business, but again, it's all about how you can really approach the person and then maintaining the relationship afterwards. Because
Yeah.
it's like, it's, clothes to me, I think they're very personal things. I mean, you wear them all the time, and you wear them to special occasions. You wear them to, events, that might not be so great. You know what I mean? And so to really think about that, I mean, clothes are very, very important.
Oh,
Clothes
for
are
sure.
important to our everyday life.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So I know, like, our team, like, we'll call we call it center of influence. We'll call them once a quarter. We'll host about like an event every 6 months. So what do you do with your business to keep that coming in and continue to build rapport with your clients?
So it doesn't stop after the sale, right? So you want to continue to do more. So what's nice is that usually the people that we work with also want to continue the relationship, right? Because again, they're going to want something later on down the line, right?
Yeah.
And so then you get offers of like, hey, like I got invited to this mixer, or hey, I know, a buddy of mine, because I mean, it could be like within a social circle, or I know my boss really just needs someone new, something new, whatever it is. Or, hey, do you want to jump on the podcast?
Yeah, there you go.
Special event coming up.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. So it's always nice to know that they want to have you keep coming back also.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just, you maintain it.
Well, where I really saw the value of it is like it's super convenient because you're like, hey, I can meet you at the office, I can meet you at the podcast, whatever you need, we'll bring it to you. So if you're you're a busy person, and I know myself, I don't like to go shopping. I go shopping once a year.
Yeah.
So if you're going to come over and give me a bunch of things, give me suggestions, that's a win for me. So I imagine there's a lot of other folks out there that.
Absolutely. And I think in our little presentation, we always try to make it a point to be like, we try to make this as simple and as fun as possible. So we come to you with fine clothing to your home or your office or your podcast room. So just making the whole experience just super easy, super fun, and just we don't want to be a headache for you. We want this to be as easy and as seamless as possible. We measure you here, we pick out fabrics here. Wherever you're comfortable is where we're comfortable. So
Cool.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Because like trying to find parking at the mall is just a headache. I get anxiety from just looking to where to
Spin
park
around
and the
all the-
people driving
you're
around.
between like
It's
plastic dividers, like dressing and
man.
undressing, and there's like people, and it's the kids are running around, and it's a lot. Yeah, and it can get
for sure.
and it can get overwhelming. Some people just don't like to shop.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like that's where we come in, and that's where we kind of push the idea of like we can make this, as fun, as, private, as however you want it, we can do it for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Do you have any memorable success stories?
Oh man. So one of my very first clients, he said from jump, I'm in a transition. I'm going to be losing a lot of weight. And that's usually what we've heard. I feel like that's always like an aspiration, right? It's a goal. I just want to lose 10 pounds. I just want to lose 10 pounds. And so he actually did it. And this man has been disappearing before my very eyes. But the issue has been he's losing weight at such a he's losing it quickly to the point where I can't get his clothes tailored quick enough. So it started becoming a problem.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, none of the clothes are fitting. Why aren't the clothes fitting? And I go, sir, you're losing weight like crazy. And like, it never happens. Everyone says they're going to, and they never do. And this guy's doing it. So I go, this is great for you, but this is not great for us. So we've been going back and forth, and finally, we deliver these clothes, and he's like, this is perfect. This is perfect. I got this new body. I got these new clothes, and he loves it. He
That's cool.
absolutely loves it.
I want to hear how he lost this weight.
He says that
impressed.
it's a lot of cardio, he says.
A lot of cardio?
It's like an hour on the treadmill, and he does like a sauna, and then the other thing, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sauna's huge.
Yeah.
Steam room.
The steam room, yes.
Detox.
I can't. I lift weights. I don't know. I'm like, you can't tell on the jacket, but I do.
You're gonna rip it. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
So is exercising like one of the things that you do to kind of balance the busy work life too?
Yes. I have to. And I was on my way home yesterday from Trader Joe's, and I go, I'm so lazy to go to the gym today, and I think I'm going to start transitioning to the morning because I'd rather wake up earlier.
Yeah.
And then go before work, and then do work, and then afterwards I'm just like, okay, now I can afford to be a potato.
Yeah.
And just not have to worry about it.
We're the same way. Well, so we like to work out in the mornings, usually
Yeah.
True Fusion. He goes on his runs in the mornings. But
See, that's nice.
I used to be the gym rat afternoons, evenings too. Now I'm getting older. I'm like, I just want to go home and like not do anything after 5, right? So,
know.
So that morning to get those Pilates or yoga in the morning and just get the blood flowing,
Yes.
like last night, then the best sleep. But I did my yoga and I'm like ready to go for the day.
Yeah.
So
Yes, no, I love that. Yeah, no, and it's. I feel like it's easier. It makes the day a lot more like productive. Because even if you don't have a productive day, it's like I started with my workout, with my run, with my Pilates, with whatever. So and so it really does creep into the rest of your day. It's just like that's not that bad.
Yeah.
I worked out today.
you start with a win.
No, you start with a win. Yeah, you're a really good listener, by the way.
Thank you.
No, of course you're
Just
welcome.
like a woman. We listen to
That was a shot to me. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's got. Oh no, I can say things for the 3rd time, and he's still not processing. Better look back at that.
Too soon. Okay.
No, but that's a great quality to have, especially in this business, right? We want to make the client feel heard, and
yes,
that's
absolutely,
awesome. Yeah.
absolutely, and it goes beyond. Again, it goes beyond the clothes. If the guy was like, "Oh, like this happened with my jacket 6 months ago," you got to remember that. Oh, 6 months ago, this thing happened with my kid, his baseball. You have to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are so many little memory joggers too, because even if you don't, someone will say something, and you're just like, "Oh yeah, you told me about this or that. Whatever happened with that?" And then,
Yeah, you did that with me too, so I was always impressed.
Just catch it.
It's funny that
Wait a second.
and I teach this things to the team.
It's happening
so
live.
Good.
Yeah.
So do you just remember, or do you write this down? Like, how do you? Because I know I can't remember anything now.
Oh,
So we have a really good CRM where I make notes.
I think you gave me too much credit because I can say, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
Okay.
He's like, "Oh, do you remember what I told?" I was like, "Yeah, I totally remember."
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm saying to him.
But like I
Great
said,
story.
you end up with these like trigger words, and then you're just like, "Oh, I remember you saying this," and something off of what you said would be like, "So wait, whatever happened to whatever it is?" And then you're just like, oh, "I can't believe she remembered that."
Yeah.
But I have been known to be like, "Yeah, I told you that like in passing, and I don't remember telling you." So I don't know if it's like I don't know, maybe it's a savant thing, you guys. I have no idea.
It's impressive.
It is impressive. Sorry, whether it's that, but no, you're like repeating and improving. I don't know if you're conscious about that or if that just comes out naturally. But I'm very impressed with the way you carry the conversation as well. Do you have like a background of like communication? Or?
I was actually in the FBI. I'm just kidding.
I was ready to believe it.
I should have held it for like another like second. Yeah.
She found you finally.
Here we go. Reporting live.
Bring him in.
We're bringing him.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
front door.
Agents,
Front door.
let's get in here.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm very impressed. Like, do you read a lot or do you practice like self?
You know what? Maybe that's what it is. Okay. I was such an avid reader growing up, and then I stopped when I got into my 20s. And I don't know if it was just because like I wasn't forced to, because in high school it's like you had to read all these books and you had to read them within a certain time frame or like your summer reading or whatever. So I think that after college I just stopped, and now it's gotten to where like unless it's something like really 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 good, like it has to catch me, like now I'll like get into it. But I've gotten back into reading, and so maybe like because you have to retain a lot of information, and it's like, and you have to practice it, which is why like my daddy used to play this game with me growing up, like like what's this song, what's that song, and I'd be like, I don't know, Dad, I'm like six years old. Eventually I got better at it, right? And he would be like, all right, that's the song, but who's the artist? I don't know. But it's all, they're like little brain teasers, right? It's all trivia. It's all things you have to remember. There's song lyrics. There's this and that. I'm really good at like remembering faces and being like, what movie were they in? And I hesitate to say this, but as I've gotten older, I feel like it's not coming to me as quickly, and I'm not as sharp about it.
I can't remember anybody's face. I am dreadful to go into public and see a client. It's happened to me a couple times. And John, I'm like, hey, buddy.
No, I
did we do a sale? Like, I
saw this thing on Instagram where it was like Shazam, but for people's names for the people that I literally met like within the last 10 seconds. Okay. Because people will tell you, hey, I'm so-and-so. Yeah. And you're just like, oh, great, I'm Nani. And then they'll start talking. I'm like, I do not remember what this person's name is. Yeah. I do not remember. Yeah. And I'll meet them again, like, I don't know, a month later, 6 months later, and we're at a mixer or we're at just a bar. And they're like, oh my God, hey, I remember you. And I'm like, that's great. Oh my God. Good to see you. And it's like, it's easier at the bar though, because you're just like, I'm sorry, I've had a little bit to drink. Like, remind me of your name again one more time. Yes, it does help, however, if you go up to them first and then introduce yourself, and then that'll prompt them to be like, oh yeah, and then they'll say it. It's a little trick. You can use that.
Okay, I'm gonna use that.
You can use that.
See, that's why I like the phones all day, because then I don't have to do all of that.
Person to person. I'm surprised you know who I am when I walk in the office in the morning, bro. Like,
actually,
you want me to wear a name tag moving forward? So
that would help.
Yeah, I know. Awesome.
So, like, what are like the biggest challenges you have with sales with folks? Getting in the door.
In this job specifically, I think it's a lot of the objections, because people think it's clothes. It's like, it's clothes. It's not a big deal. I can just go to wherever, off the rack. I'm going to Target, and so they're thinking like, no, I'm good, thanks. Yeah. And that's probably the biggest hurdle, is to try to convince them, hey, like, you need this. Yeah. You need me. So that's where I try to kind of present it in such a way where it's like, okay, maybe you don't dress up for work, because I'm not sure if I told you first. It's always, we do suits, but we also do like social wear. We do casual stuff. So we do full suits, yes, we do formal, but I'm always very quick to be like, but we also do jeans, we do untucked shirts, we do knits. It is everyday stuff. But a lot of people concentrate a little too much on the suit part, because they hear custom and it's like, custom suits, and I don't need that. Right. You know what I mean?
I did that for sure.
You definitely did that. No. For sure. He definitely did. Which is why he also bought a pair of jeans. But we'll get you.
Oh yeah.
No, we'll
But it
get
works.
you.
I mean, I guess the win though too is we're gonna have this transaction, right? So
Yes.
now there's trust bill. We'll see how that goes. It's been going well, but
So far, so
you
good.
get one done, and then you kind of you feel a little bit more
too.
comfortable.
Yes.
So I could see.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people sometimes they could be rude, right? You don't know exactly when you're catching them on what part of the day.
Sure.
Maybe
Yeah.
they had something personal come up, and now here we come, and they can be it's easy to be rude to someone on the phone. I feel like sometimes when it's person
Yeah.
to person,
Yeah.
they can care a little better, but
Sure.
on the phone, I feel like how do you handle those kind of hard objections? Like just how do you?
So, I mean, hard objections, I don't get too often. I mean, I know that we spoke a little bit about this earlier. I used to do collections. Those
Oh, okay.
were
yeah.
very difficult conversations to have.
I bet.
With clothes, I think it is a little bit better. I will say this. I do have a very, very short story about me trying to get in touch with a gentleman, and I think I may have called his home phone, and I think his wife picked up, or his girlfriend or something. Again, it's on the phone. They don't know who I am or what I look like or what business I have, right?
Yeah.
But that's what it was. So what business do you have with Bobby?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just trying to make an introduction. I sell clothes. He doesn't need that. And I got hung up on.
Oh yeah. That's a tough one.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay then.
We have that in real estate too.
all the time.
Yeah, no, I bet. And I think it's, I don't know, would we call it a normal part of everyday life? True. But yeah, no, that's about as difficult a conversation that I have. And if all it is someone being like, no, he doesn't need that, and I get hung up on, it's not that serious. That's a great day.
Yeah, no, for sure.
great day.
That's beautiful.
That's a win. You made the contact,
Yes,
right?
I made the contact, and I go, all right.
Yeah.
Wife would like me to never call whoever that was.
Yeah, we call new numbers in the morning. I know myself. I need that first FU in the morning. It gets me
Yeah.
going. So
Oh yeah, it'll hype me up.
number next, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
But we
yes.
know never to take it with us after the phone call, whether it's at the phone call or
100%.
at a meeting. It whatever happens stays there, and we move on. Right? There's many
Yes.
times where I'm like getting hung up, getting told my life over the phone, and I just turn around and I'm like go into a joke with him. So
Yeah.
Gotta have fun with it.
Gotta have fun with it.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
never that serious.
Yeah.
It's never that serious. And I don't remember if I had heard it when I was in my training school, but someone was telling me, think about a bad conversation you had, be it like over the phone or in person or whatever. But think about it. It's with a stranger, and it's usually over as soon as it starts. Like, think about how long you think about it, and for how long you carry that with you throughout the day, whatever. Like, think about it. And we're sitting there, and they're like, okay, now ask yourself, how long do you think that person is hanging on to it?
Yep.
I love
And
that.
it's such a mind shift, because it's like, oh, yeah, they're not thinking about you at all. And you're
not.
over here thinking that it's like the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
Do not carry that into your
Yeah.
day. Don't. It's so not worth it.
I always tell my team too is like literally you could have that conversation get rejected, right?
Yeah.
And you could see them on the streets 15 minutes later and they have no idea who you are.
Absolutely.
sure, yeah.
Absolutely. And they then in real life could be like, oh my God, how are you? And it's a completely
Yes.
different person.
So nice compared
And
to
it's
Well,
a
a lot
com-
meaner over the phone than in person.
Well, that's because they've got a little
Yes.
shield.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone is a lot more brave behind a screen.
Oh,
for
for sure.
sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
So besides work and sales, what do you do for fun? I know you like to travel. Tell us a
I
little
do
bit
like
about
to
that.
travel. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for fun, I think if I'm in town and I'm with friends, be it, like local friends or people coming into town, I love a day drinking situation. I'm a little bit older now. I can't go out.
No, we're exactly.
I can't go out. I had a friend of mine from like high school. I've known her since like 3rd grade. And her husband, they love to go out and to party, and and her husband's a DJ. So they're used to staying up late
Yeah.
and going to warehouses to party or whatever. And so she goes, hey, let's go to Omnia. I'm going to be there Friday night, Saturday night. And at the time I was working from like 8 to 5:30, and I'm like, I can't make it Friday night. I'll meet you Saturday. So then that way I can take a nap or whatever it is that I need.
Right.
And she's like, okay, great. What time do I meet you? She goes, 11. At night?
You sound like us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely
I
not.
was like, but this is where my, again, I've never been a Las Vegas for the sake of Las Vegas goer ever, okay?
Right.
This was my first time at Omnia. This was my first time at a Las Vegas nightclub ever.
Oh,
This was 2 years ago.
okay. And the last.
And that was the last time.
Yeah.
That was the last time.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I enjoyed myself. Millennium came out 2 hours later.
Yeah, that's the move.
Yes.
Like 2 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't bring myself to do that every weekend. And I know the question was like, what do you like to do for fun? Not that. It's
a
not
roundabout
that,
way
you
of doing
guys. Okay, if you want to have me come out, please, like, call me in the morning and be like, hey, you want to go get a drink? Yes, I do.
Lunchtime.
Day drinking is where it's
Lunchtime,
at.
Happy hour.
brunch,
Yes.
happy hour. No, yes. Catch me all the way after work. I love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because then it's like, oh, yes, let's go for a drink. Let's go for whatever. And then just like hang out and then you go home at a decent hour.
Yep. Get that
That is
rest.
what I like to do. Yes. A day drinking situation is fun. I like to go out to Red Rock, not to be confused with hiking. I can't do it. I just like to walk outdoors
Okay.
for maybe like 30 minutes.
No, fair
And
enough.
get a little bit of that, and then I go back because, I mean, we're civilized. We're civilized creatures.
For sure.
Don't ask me to go camping. A friend of mine was like, I am the adventurous one. My husband, absolutely not. He's like, oh, you mean glamping? She's like, no, I want to sleep on the ground. And he's like, I don't want to do any of that. And I was like, homegirl, yeah, no, I
None of
don't.
that.
Don't ask me to ever go camping with you. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm not going. And she's like, okay, whatever.
good.
No.
She's a hairdresser. I'm like, what? I was like, you do hair. But the traveling also. I love to travel. I've been to Seattle a ton of times. I've been to New York a ton of times.
Right.
I love a big city. I'm a city girl through and through. I love going to a city.
City,
Yeah.
Yes.
Cities are fun.
Where the
Cities are
magic
fun. For the food alone, I would go back to like New Orleans. I don't know if you guys have been,
Wow.
but go to New Orleans.
Yeah.
For
for
good
sure.
things.
Is-
Good
Oh,
to
yeah.
party, good food.
It's so great.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
great.
Well, we want to thank you for being on the pod today. Really
you so much.
appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Got the
you.
best co-host in the business, Mr. Rodrigo. If you guys need a new suit, new clothes, Nani's your gal. Hit her up. Guys, this is Run Vegas. Take care of yourselves today.
Bye.